What's up, everyone? Look how beautiful this scenery is. Right between Laramie and Cheyenne, Wyoming. But I wanted to talk today about some information I just found out. The BLM is trying to, or not trying to, but they're going to propose, they've already proposed, a fee increase at the LTVAs from $180 up to $600. And this proposal has a lot of details in it. I looked at the document, it's 33 pages long. I filtered out as much information as I could that I thought was pretty important. So I wanted to kind of share that with everyone here, because I see online everybody's jumping to conclusions, including myself, because when I first saw that, I was like, who increases the fees? I mean, coming from a business owner standpoint, who increases the fees from 180 to 600? That's crazy. You don't go that's just too much of a gap. But after reading the documentation, I see where they're coming from. It's still expensive, but I see where they're coming from. Anyway, I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to open up my tablet, because I can't do this off the top of my head because that's 33 pages of information. But again, I'm going to summarize as much as I can. And I'll give you the link as well to go look at this and provide your input. All right, thanks. Okay, what's up, everyone? I'm going to try to make this quick, which I probably won't be able to, but I got some notes. Let me bring my notes up. Okay, so to piggyback off what I was saying earlier, I wanted to go over this proposed plan by the BLM for the LTVAs, Bureau of Land Management, for long-term visitor access. But I wanted to clarify something. This is for, what I'm going to talk about today is for the Imperial Dam and the La Posa areas. Imperial Dam outside of Yuma and La Posa outside of Quartzsite. And they're wanting to increase, as I noted earlier, 180 to 600, which is a very, very substantial increase. And to be honest with you, I was taken aback when I first saw this, and I was like, what is going on? And as was everyone else. But as I started reading into the document, I kind of understand where they're coming from. And it started frustrating me when I started seeing everybody just jumping to conclusions based off of one page that some guy or somebody posted on Facebook. It was just a one-page summation of all the information. It did not go into details about why. It just said, hey, we're proposing a $180 to $600 increase at the for the long term, and like a $40 to $200 increase for the short term. So let me go over this right quick of the notes that I put together that I felt were the important topics. But keep in mind, there's 33 pages of this. So if you want more detail, I'll put the link on the page. Long-term permit fees are proposed to increase from 180 to 600. Short-term 40 to 200, with the permit duration extended from 14 to 30 days, which is better. Additionally, they're looking to adopt a model to increase fees by 20% whenever the consumer price index increases. So inflation increases by 20%, they're looking to increase the fees by 20%. Under the Federal Lands Recreation Enforcement Act, FLREA, all recreation fee revenue is reinvested back into the fee sites. So keep in mind, according to this, if you trust the government, every bit of your fee is going back into that site for maintenance, amenity service contracts, campground improvements, volunteers and staff support, among other investments. One thing I did see that was pretty interesting, they stated that if this is not approved, potential adjustments to the LTVAs to manage visitor numbers and amenities and services within the existing budget will be looked at. So my interpretation of that is, if it's not approved, in the future they're going to look at limiting visitors and or services. Why are they proposing this fee increase? Let me take a drink off that. That's the reason I wanted to look at the document, because I wanted to see where they're currently spending all their money. And, you know, we can get political about this, which I'm very political, and you can say, you know what, why in the hell are you spending billions of dollars overseas, and we're already taxed for this, and now you're raising our fees again, so we're getting double taxed, if you want to use this you know, this land. Hey, baby. And, you know, I worked prior military, worked for the DOD, and I worked for NATO. I understand there's different pots of money. I got it. But at the end of the day, people can make things happen. It's just unfortunate that BLM's got to go through this to propose a fee increase because they don't have the money. So going off to the rationale for fee adjustments. They say adjustments is increase. It's justified because the last increase was in 2008. So keep in mind, since 2008, obviously inflation has hit the roof. So reading off of the document, increase is justified by inflation since the last fee change in 2008, along with rising costs for maintenance and staffing. So what they're also saying is the BLM aims for better cost recovery as current funding levels only cover 60% of the program's expenses. So it sounds to me they're losing 40% every year. Another justification for this increase is that multiple projects, have been put on hold for years. Number one, hold on, I got you, man. Come on up here with me. Let me get bloody. Oh, there you go. So the replacement of the well house and water treatment facility at Imperial Dam LTVA, that's probably millions of dollars. Replacement of the 85,000 gallon water tank that serves the entire recreation area at Imperial Dam. A replacement of the existing flush toilet restrooms at the Imperial Dam LTVA. And keep in mind, they're stating that these infrastructure elements were built in the early 1980s. So 80, 90, 40 plus years old. And now require significant updates. So, revenue and maintenance. Current revenue from the permit system will be significantly boosted by the proposed changes. They already said that. Planned improvements include water treatment facilities, water tank replacement, and enhanced volunteer programs. Okay, another thing they're wanting to propose is to use a recreation.gov website for these permits. I've heard a lot of negativity from that site. I've never used it. Could be from people who are just don't want change, but it could be justified. I do know that they're going to charge you an additional fee for using that site because it's going to be digital payment options and there's going to be a proposed 50 cent to a $10 fee. So, another fee. What else? The reason I wanted to, let me go to the actual document and go through this right quick. What I found that I thought was pretty important. So in fiscal year 2023, the estimated number of visitors to Yuma Field Office, I'm assuming that's encompassing the LTVA at Imperial Dam and the one at La Posa, is 893,000 visitors. 893,000 visitors. The top 10 states where the visitors came from is Arizona at 16.3%, South Dakota, California, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Idaho, Nevada, Colorado, Florida, and Canada with 6.9%. It was a lot of Canadians when I was at the Imperial Dam LTVA last year. Another point that they made years ago, I think they said 2018, roughly, when they started getting this, recording this data. Each permit sold the average occupancy was 2.5 people. Now it's 3.5 people. So the government's getting less from their permits, right? From their money. And according to the government, according to this data, they're saying it's because this increase has been noted for several years and is due to group size changes that include multi-generational family units and groups of people who have formed non-nuclear family units. So I'm getting one permit for 5 people. And that's really not right. I mean, if I got a wife and 2 kids, I understand. But if I got 5 friends, that's not right. That's what I'm saying. So getting to the juicy part. This is the primary reason I wanted to read this document, because I was wondering where they're spending their money on. Fiscal year 2024 contract cost. Imperial Dam, LTVA, the trash, it's $90,948. I know you want to go. Hold on. The trash at La Posa, $242,000. Water testing at Imperial, $60,000. Sewage testing, Imperial, $1,200. Water testing, La Posa, $60,000. Sewage pumping, it doesn't say what location, maybe both, $92,000. It says annual program maintenance is $150,000. That's not even counting the employees, all right, staffing. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 law enforcement officers at GS11. 3 of them are GS11, and 1's GS12. GS12 is making $107,000. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 park rangers, 2 outdoor rec planners, and overhead staff. Total of $1,139,000 in, I'm sorry, I messed that up again. $1,139,317. That's a big number. And they go through the how many permits were issued and some other demographic data. So they're just not pulling, it looks like they're not just pulling a number out their ass. They're trying to actually get detailed with what they need. And because there hasn't been an increase since 2008, that's why the increase is so high. That's from what I read. And there's so many facilities that are just pretty much just deteriorating that they need to fix. That's another reason. And then you got personnel costs, equipment costs. There's a lot that goes into it. But like I said, I mean, it's just frustrating when you see the government just spending billions of dollars overseas, and then you're getting taxed twice and 3 times, you know, for this stuff just to use this land. It's just frustrating. Well, I think that's about it. Let me just make sure. Hold on, buddy. We'll go through my notes one more time just to make sure. Oh yeah, the public involvement. There's a 45-day public comment period starting today, and it ends October the 21st. I went online, and it was talking about you can send an email, but they're also going to have in-person meetings, and I don't know when those are. They probably haven't scheduled that yet. So we do have, excuse me, 45 days to September 6th, October 21st. Feedback will be used to adjust the final plan before it's presented to the Arizona Recreation Resource Advisory Committee. So 45 days we got to speak our mind and give them our input, put it that way. I think that's it. Well, hopefully you guys learned something from that, because I know I did. All right, until next time, thank you.